My name is Bruce Dilg. I'm the chairperson of the Festival of the Arts and started the festival 8 years ago. And the amount of support that we've gotten for the festival from the university and from the community, this year especially, we drew close to 10,000 people for our month-long festival. It's just been enormous, and we really appreciate it because it's a lot of work to put on and costs a lot of money to put on, so the support we get is just terrific. Well, the original Festival of the Arts was started by Dr. Dachoff, who headed our music department here at Ferris, many years ago in the early 80s. So I thought about the idea of let's do a month-long festival where we really saturate the community. 2-3 events every day for the entire month of February. And let's do it as a jointly sponsored, jointly funded, jointly located project of the university and the community. And then as we developed the opening this year, Carrie Sturmer-Weiss, who's director of our Fine Arts Gallery, wanted to do a month-long exhibition on steampunk.
Steampunk was a theme that I wanted to bring in for our grand opening exhibit because it tied into our new facility so well. It ties into the facility because the old Rankin Center was repurposed. And there are elements within the new University Center that remain and were repurposed and recycled. And I wanted to find an art exhibit that would reflect that.
We were talking about the artist Banksy in London and how his art just sort of showed up all over the place. It was never invited, he was never exhibited, but his art just showed up in the least likely of places. And what less likely a place than Big Rapids to have a month-long arts festival?
We actually chose Big Rapids because of Festival of the Arts, to the artworks, the whole community, locally or the whole community.
Who would think that there would be an artistic event at some place like the Blue Cow? Or having an instrument petting zoo at Quinn's Music.
Let's do Shakespeare in the lobby of the optometry building. Let's mix grade school, high school, college, and adults all together and create some architecture with Legos.
Well, I like how the Legos turn out when they're done.
One of the other themes that really is more applicable that Bruce and I were talking about was what is creativity and what is art?
We all have our preconceived notion of what art is. And I think this festival showed us that art doesn't necessarily have to be some very codified way of presenting something. Art can be something as simple as the written word or a brushstroke.
There are 3 components to art that are really critical. There's creativity, there's concept, and there's craftsmanship. So an artist has to prove to me that they have a master of their materials. They also have to be original and creative. Without originality and creativity, you're really just reproducing somebody else's imagery.
It's cool because I don't think people really think about how others do art. They just look at the final product and that's it. So when I do art like this, it really puts people back in their childhood of, wait, I remember just drawing boxes. Now you're drawing something like a person, our president, so it's fun.
Disparate elements are elements that are completely unrelated. And so the concept of steampunk, which was our opening exhibit for a brand new museum, had to do with disparate elements, mostly because of the architecture that was happening within our new facility. And I wanted our exhibit to resonate with the design of our new facility. Steampunk is all about disparate elements. Steampunk incorporates all kinds of historical elements and contemporary elements. It's kind of science fiction, Jules Verne, H.G. Wells meets Victorian elements and Wild West elements, and everything is steam powered. There's no modern technology. It's almost an alternate timeline.
What I'll say is art brings understanding, right? Art brings empathy, and empathy is a necessary condition for peace. It isn't that you just start with art and then you find peace. It's that art builds an understanding between peoples who have led different lives. And then that can be the groundwork upon which you can build relationships that lead to peace.
Maybe in a year or so, I'll get another chance to dance with you and tell you that you're mine.
One of the reasons I love the Festival of the Arts is it isn't just about individuals working on art in a vacuum. You put it out there, you put yourself out there, and you talk to people about it. And it can build a community, a shared understanding. And that's part of what's essential, both in the development of empathy and human capacity, but essential in a global society. Honors has been doing an art show for probably about a decade. And I've only been here 2 years, so it pre-existed me. The participation for the Honors Art Show has increased every year. More importantly, we think the quality has increased every year. We're getting much better work from our students.
This is the second time I've done the art show, so it's really exciting to have our art displayed and to have so many fellow Bulldogs and supporters check everything out.
It just gives the opportunity for everyone in the community and here at Ferris to see my work, and although I may not be professional, it was a good time making it, and I like to show it off, so it's really cool to have it showcased here today.
We want to see our students attending events in the art show, or in the Festival of the Arts, as well as participating not just through the Honors Art Show, but perhaps doing other events of their own.
Students can get involved by doing things like this as well. We'd love to have a student ambassador to come to some of the board meetings to be able to do that. So I think it's really important to get the students involved because it allows the students to become part of the community of Big Rapids. And it allows the community of Big Rapids to get to know our amazing students that we have here.
The festival that you've seen in this documentary has been a lot of fun, but it's also an awful lot of work. And we've really been very fortunate to have board members who are willing to spend an enormous amount of time year-round. Great bunch of people, broad base of support that makes this thing go.